Releasing on Steam November 29th, 2023, Exit 8 became a seemingly overnight viral sensation.
Oh, he's running so fast! Look at him go! Wait, he's coming after me. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you two looking at? Two twins, cute as shit, looking at me. Huh? And you're listening to everything I say? All right. Okay. Don't worry, I'm turning back. Oh my fucking!
Dude, he's one of those, Ah! Never mind! What the fuck? Help!
Published by Japanese indie developer Kote Create within a 9-month window and a relatively small budget, the game's overwhelming success led to it being ported first to the Nintendo Switch and more recently to the PlayStation consoles. But if you're looking for the absolute most immersive way to experience the original game, My Dearest Inc., the team which helped bring us Brazen Blaze and Big Shots, teamed up with Kote Create to bring us Exit 8 VR. Now, is this a match made in heaven or a never-ending nightmare? Let's find out. Now, this is what I call immersion.
Bruh.
The concept may be simple. It's a first-person, three-dimensional walking simulator set in a realistically styled Japanese metro passageway. Your goal is to reach the 8th exit, but it's just not as simple as it seems. Every time you reach the end of the passageway, it repeats, with a poor passerby also caught in this nightmarish Groundhog Day loop.
Phil Connors, Ned?
The core gameplay mechanic is similar to childhood games like Spot the Difference, where the player identifies anomalies in the room's layout. If there are no anomalies, the player can proceed down the corridor, whereas if there is an anomaly, the player should immediately turn around and walk back the way they came. Each time you're correct in your observations, you are one exit closer to leaving the station. If you're correct 8 times in a row, you're free from this purgatory, but if you're wrong, you start back at exit 0. The anomalies can be as subtle as the change in the positioning of a doorknob to as obvious as turning your purgatory partner into Yao Ming. The diversity in anomalies will have you questioning everything as you pass through the same environments over and over. Did that poster always say that? Was that camera always there? What was that noise? Who is that stranger? Why am I here? How do I escape? Will this ever end? Developed in Unreal Engine 5, the flat-screen version of the game received high praise for its graphically realistic representation of Japanese metro stations like Kiyosumi Shirakawa Station. And to be honest, not much is lost in translation from converting from flat-screen to standalone VR, with the passageway itself still appearing eerily clean and polished. Text was easy to read, every element is well detailed, and there were no blurring or pop-ins which seemed to plague other VR titles. The only issue with looking amazing is that those who can't cope with fluid movement in VR may have a hard time with this one, as the tiled floors, tiled ceilings, tiled walls, in combination with that locomotion and having to focus on minute details, it can cause even the most experienced VR pros to feel a little motion sick. But if you can stomach the experience, it's definitely one of the best looking VR games I've played this year. Sound quality is great as well, with every footstep and fluorescent hum having me questioning my sanity. Now, I did complete my playthrough with the built-in speakers in the MetaQuest 3, which organically leaves a bit to be desired. For full immersion, a good pair of headphones would probably be best for this style of game, as to not miss any subtle auditory cues. But notwithstanding hardware limitation, the game itself sounds every bit as good as it does unsettling. Now, there is no specific story here in the passageways of Exit 8. You're just dumped in without any setup or tutorialization. The story is yours and whatever you make it to be. Personally, I got the feeling that this was a purgatory for the protagonists that you're playing, the anomalies serving as clues to your prior life that you must observe and recognize in order to move past this place. And the more notable anomalies seem to serve as almost these demonistic traps that are trying to keep you stuck in this hellscape for eternity. The ending does seem to corroborate my theory as the character's able to move on to a better place, but I'll leave that up to you for you to experience for yourself. I encourage any of you theory crafters to run wild in the comments with your thoughts on the story as well. I would love to read them. User reviews on the MetaQuest store have the game sitting at a 4.6 out of 5, and journalists seem to agree, with the only real complaint being the game's short runtime. My real-life job requires that I have keen attention to detail, so I was able to beat this game several times in rather quick succession. Pending your own personal ability to spot the difference, or simple luck of RNG pushing the more obvious anomalies your way, you may roll credits on this game within 10 minutes of game time. So for those looking for a one-and-done experience, this may leave you feeling a bit underwhelmed. However, once an anomaly is found, it's removed from the pool until all 30 anomalies have been uncovered. That way you won't see the same thing twice, which keeps each subsequent playthrough interesting for those like myself who are wanting the challenge to spot them all. Completionist runs are averaging around an hour to find all anomalies, but luckily the game is priced accordingly. Listed on the Canadian Quest store for $7.99, it's definitely worth skipping that Starbucks order.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a frate motete, and then let me get a Trenta pinkity drinkity. Trenta.
Frinkity, pinkity, dinky, and a frate mate.
What the hell?
To play Exit 8 in the most immersive way possible. I score Exit 8 VR a pinkity drinkity out of 10.
I'm sorry. My first time. A pinkity, dinkity, drinkity.